Making your way in the world today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go watch a movie with PJ. Lord, and he's always glad you came. You wanna be where you could see our troubles are all the same. You wanna go and watch a movie with PJ.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our movie month. I'm your host for today's show. My name is Evan Degraff. I am back here in Tallahassee, Florida. Different spot, different main of land. And I'm very excited to be watching Cloverfield, a film I've never watched before. But before we get into everything else, let's introduce our fantastic panelists and hosts. First, the person on that's gonna be left, Chris Clark. You've been on the watch list more recently. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing phenomenal, Evan. This is one of my favorite monster movies. We're into monster movie month, basically, with August. So this is going to rock. Cloverfield is one of those found footage films where if you haven't watched it before, you might get a little dizzy. I mean, it's objective. It's a little jarring if you're on a first watch. I'm interested to see how you deal with it. But the story, the progression, and just the monster itself and the atmosphere of this film is one of the best movies. This came out in what, 2007?
8.
Right? 8. This came out in 2008.
I think it was January of 8.
Yeah, 2008. I was a sophomore in high school, so this was a good film. So yeah, I can't wait to watch it with you guys.
And right under me, we have Maxwell Haddad. Welcome to the stream. You're more familiar with the film I am. What should we be looking forward towards?
Well, first, let me just say, as I'm sure you can see, I'm not in my normal spot. I am out of my studio and in the country at an undisclosed location. But I'm here, and I'm excited to watch this movie. I think this movie is great because it has a lot of visual analogies to stuff that went on in the world in the early 2000s. I think it plays on our fear of being attacked, and I think it has really strong characters. But my favorite part about this movie was the marketing campaign. If you went to see Transformers in theaters in the summer of 2007, this little teaser played. There was no title attached. No one knew what it was. And it was just a mystery. And it built up so much buzz. And everyone for the next 6 months, as they did this little sort of real world campaign, there were message boards, all these little secrets that people had to figure out, building this buzz in a really fun, organic way. So when it finally released, everyone was like, oh, this is awesome.
And it's now kind of turned into this pseudo cult film. It's not exactly a cult film because it's on the mainstream, but it's definitely got its core following. And I know there's a lot of people out here that appreciate this movie. Just some really quick announcements. Some things may be changing because PJ currently is at the stream for the live Schmodown that's happening. We know this, he is a question writer, but I just want to get full disclosure. So things might be moving around because there is a big thing happening next week as well. But just watch out for these titles and watch out for these updates. The host, we're going to be watching along to Con 33, most likely. So keep your eyes out, guys. And we have a double feature too at one point we're going to be doing. That's Godzilla 94 and Pacific Rim.
98.
I tried. I was 4 off. And then this is confirmed Monday. We're doing a double feature of Return of the Joker and Mask of the Phantom. I hope people aren't gonna shit on me because Mask of the Phantasm I need to rewatch because I'm not the biggest fan of it.
You're gonna love Return of the Joker though.
And Saturday, Chris, what made you think this was a good idea again?
We have a lot of good momentum going into this, so I feel like this is gonna, as it says, we can only go up from last time, so we can really, literally only go up from the shithole of last time.
And then make sure you guys check out Tuesday's Famous Last Words. I interviewed Max, who was on the panel, obviously, and it was a great time. We talked a lot about Broadway, kind of talks about film school and your different journeys in your college and or actual career. Max, did you have a good time?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. It was amazing to me that it was an hour because it felt like we were only chatting for 10 minutes, and that means it was a good time.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
And then last but not least, make sure you guys check out the last Front Center Mezzanine with Heath Saunders. Do you have anything to add, Max?
As I've been saying every time, it was such a wonderful conversation. You know, when you have 2 hours, you can dive into so many different things. And obviously, our show Front Center Mezzanine is about Broadway, but we also talked a lot about systemic racism in theater, and we talked about gender identity. So it was a really fascinating, thoughtful conversation. If you want to learn some stuff or just like get a peek into the mind of a guy who I admire and think is super intelligent, check it out.
Hell yeah!
Not last but not least, we have Suddenly Soundtracks Little Shop. Also, Kristen Smith is going to be joining us on Wednesday live, and on Sunday we have the top 10 Batman animated series episodes on Campbell Network, which is going to be fun with Janine the Machine. So it's
And then check out our podcast network, the one that Chris puts a lot of effort into. Make sure, and we're on Spotify and iTunes. Spotify is easy. iTunes is easy. So go ahead and give a little subscribe. Maybe rate us too. That'd be nice. And then here's our schedule for Scary Movie Month. We're going to go over this at the end. Just be ready. I will be screaming. I will be peeing my pants. But that's okay, I think.
Evan,
oh god.
speaking of scary movies, I want to position your camera on you and live stream you watch Host on Shudder. Because I watched that film yesterday. It's getting a lot of buzz. It terrified me, and I have a high tolerance for scary shit.
Yeah,
I screamed out loud like twice, and I had to like clasp onto my blanket just to have like a stabilizing force because it builds suspense really well and has some shocking jump scares. It's so clever. Watch it if you have Shudder. If you don't have Shudder, now's the time to sign up. It's a great service.
I'm watching that after this watch along. Yeah.
And by the way, we're not getting paid for Shudder. I just love it, just passion. This is not an ad.
Yeah.
Although if you want to support us, Shudder, please come on down.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about the movie, and I'm probably not gonna check it out.
It's only 56 minutes long, which is kind of a miracle.
It really is. Any last minute thoughts before we jump into Cloverfield?
No, I'm just jazzed to watch this. I haven't seen it in a while. I also love 10 Cloverfield Lane. I think it's such a unique and great sequel.
Yeah. John Goodman's great in that.
He's, in my opinion, was awards worthy in that movie.
He was.
Yeah.
All right.
We don't
I just want to give one disclaimer about Cloverfield. TJ Miller is one of the main characters. You hear his voice a lot. We do not condone or support his actions on this network. He's a trash human being, but we're going to watch this film anyways.
This is Max is here because I didn't even know TJ Miller was in the show. With no further ado, we're going to do the good old PJ. We're going to count down from 5. No, I think it's 10. We're going to count down from 10. And when I say go, we're going to all press play. So with further ado, it is on Showtime. It's also being rented on other places. So we go. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cloverfield. I'm honestly very frightened to watch this movie. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys.
It's not that scary. It's a monster movie, Evan. It's not a horror movie.
Yeah, I don't think it's that scary. It has some suspense, but it's not.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I've never watched horror with you, Evan, so I don't know how you're gonna do.
That's gonna be interesting. Yeah.
Did you guys get the Paramount logo right away? Because I think I might be 20 seconds behind.
I got the Paramount logo.
I got it right away.
All right, we're gonna. Ooh.
And now we're on the Bad Robot logo. I always love the Bad Robot logo.
What other studios did that make? There's another movie that it's did.
Bad Robot.
Yeah.
Let me know when you see
Abrams' company.
When you guys see Property of the U.S., do not duplicate. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties. Showtime stingy.
I'm getting cover global bars with tone.
U.S. Department of Defense.
Yep.
Now I have Property of U.S. Government. Do not duplicate.
Awesome. Cool. We're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah, Bad Robot is J.J. Abrams' company, so it appears in front of like the more recent Mission Impossibles, the Star Trek movies. It did not appear in front of his Star Wars, but the little logo is at the end credits of the movie.
Yeah. There's
Star Wars just says Lucasfilm and then jumps into it.
Yeah, well, that's how they unionize that
Right.
Yeah.
So right away, I love how this movie starts. You
Yeah.
know, with found footage, there's always, you have to set it up somehow. And I love just those little things where it lets you know where they found the footage, that it's property of the government. It's
Mhm.
already hooks me into like, oh, what is this footage going to be? I can't wait to see it.
Mhm. And that skyline is.
That's my home, baby. I mean,
Yep.
like I said, I'm not there
Mhm.
now. I'm at an undisclosed location, but that's what I look at most days out my window. Not from that
Yep.
angle, but
The best city in the world.
I already like how they're telling the story with the camera, like giving us an idea of who the character is without like much to say, you know?
Yeah. Also, being found footage, the camera is really like it's smooth for handheld, because usually with handheld
Yeah.
you have to be very, very precise, or it looks too jittery. They obviously used a camera mount for this, but I mean, it still has that smoothness that is really, really tough.
and you know, this film is directed by Matt Reeves, who I think is a terrific filmmaker. He did the latter two of the Planet of the Apes movies, which are sensational,
Mhm.
and I am very excited for his Batman. You know, Matt Reeves knows JJ because they worked on Felicity together back in the day.
Mm-hmm. This wasn't even meant to be a hit. They just was this even a box office success?
Yeah, the opening
Yeah, it
weekend was
was,
really
yeah.
strong. I think it leveled up pretty quickly, but because of all that buzz I was talking about, it like surprised everyone opening weekend.
Yeah. This is also back in the day where internet wasn't as prevalent. This is 2007, so a lot of word of mouth. Internet was there, but it wasn't as
It's not my
it is-
camera.
Yeah, they spent $25 million to make the movie. It made $80 million domestic, 92 international for $172 million total. So it definitely made profit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And its opening weekend was $40 million, which for January is
Impressive.
very impressive.
Yeah. What's also great is that this is just like it subtly introduces the monster. Like it's subtle, like it's just a day in the life of the first like 20-30 minutes, and then Bob.
Yeah, well, it does a good job of building up the characters, getting you to know them. And it has a really strong young cast, a lot of who went on to do other things.
Mm-hmm. What did you think of the Cloverfield in space?
So my problem with that movie is it wasn't originally a Cloverfield movie, and they just shoehorned Cloverfield into it.
It wasn't?
No, it was just supposed to be its own thing, and then the studio and JJ were like, let's make it Cloverfield. I think the last shot of the movie is great, but the movie itself is just pretty meh. A good cast, but it was kind of disappointing.
Yeah. It was also a same-day release as the announcement, so.
Well, yeah, they surprised everyone at the Super Bowl, and we're like, oh, it's on Netflix, and I watched it right after.
It takes the woman. Marlene's gonna be there. Is that guy going out to the or something like that? Military in Japan? Do we know, or is he just going to work in Japan?
I think he's just going to work for
Yeah.
a company.
I don't think that's ever explained. A lot of stuff is like left to your like you'll see why, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
This also is a great film to like showcase the views of the people during a monster like invasion kind of thing.
So Patty asked if I was disappointed that the sequels weren't found footage. No, I actually think it's really
It would have lost
really
the appeal.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was like lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
It worked, but I think with the sequel, especially because it's such a different movie, it worked in its own context.
If the sequel was a found footage film, the appeal of the first one being a found footage film would kind of be a little cliche.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have felt genuine if it was found footage. You'd be like, oh, they just found another tape.
Well, and the location in the second one is so limited.
And it's intimate in the basement with John.
Right, and
Yeah.
so being able to actually compose shots organically as opposed to through found footage made the suspense build stronger.
Yeah. And also, Cloverfield Lane is essentially made to be a different kind of movie. To make it found footage wouldn't have even worked for the movie itself.
Yeah.
Because of the plot of the movie. Where would the footage have come from?
Yeah. Mike says that 10 Cloverfield wasn't meant to be Cloverfield either, but I think they changed it at the script level. Whereas, if I'm not mistaken, the Cloverfield paradox, they like reshot it to make it Cloverfield. And that's a difference because if you're adjusting a script, you can make it work organically. But then if you like reshoot scenes, it could come off as awkward, which I thought it kind of did.
Also, with 10 Cloverfield Lane, it felt genuine. Like the fact that it was in that same universe felt like it made sense, especially at the end. Yeah,
for sure. I love Lizzie Kaplan and everything she's in.
Yeah. Whatever.
I also just want to say a quick what's up to the chat. We had 8 people viewing, which is incredible because this is in theory, later than normally do. So I just want to thank you guys so much for this sort of support. Make sure you guys subscribe and like. And also comment. Why not? Because
and we have a Streamlabs if you want to throw us a couple shekels.
A couple shekels. I'll put the link in the comments for y'all.
Yeah.
And the Streamlabs banner is off, so I'm gonna redo it.
I'll shout out a certain point of view for subscribing 8 hours ago. Love those guys.
Those guys do a good show.
Yeah, I think they're a great podcast.
There we go. That's the link, guys. Streamlabs.com/the PJ Campbell Network.
By the way, what do you guys think of my new glasses?
I like them, actually. They fit your face really well.
They just came in from Warby Parker yesterday. I like the tortoiseshell.
Yeah, I can't really see the color because of the lighting, but it looks...
Yeah, the lighting in here is not great.
I like the darker color in your face.
Thank you.
It does wonders for your complexion.
Starting
this
tomorrow.
This is such a clever way to introduce the characters by like literally interviewing them.
I wonder if Ryan Johnson watched this movie. He's like, wait, let's just interview all the characters first and not he's out. It's brilliant.
I never put that 2 and 2 together. Maybe he got inspired by Cloverfield.
I don't know. I was just trying to be funny, but I honestly, who knows?
I know we just started watching it, but this I think is one of the like top 3 modern found footage movies.
I think it's the best. What are your thoughts on Blair Witch?
I like Blair Witch a lot. I also really like Chronicle is pretty good.
I need to see Chronicle. I've heard nothing but good things about it. The only other found footage movie I think I've ever seen, to be honest, and this is just a lack of my, knowledge in film, is shit. Earth to Echo.
Okay, I really
Which
like
isn't awful.
I like the Creep movies that Mark Duplass did on Netflix. I think those are good.
I think The Gallows was really creepy.
And I thought M. Night did a nice job with The Visit. That was a good return to form from him. The VHS movies are pretty good. There's some good ones. Wreck, the Spanish movie, is really scary.
Yeah. Imagine if Pixar decided to make an animated found footage film. That would be interesting.
It's funny how found footage is more often used for horror or scary things. But then you have something like Project Almanac, which is more sci-fi.
And I don't know if this counts, but Brotherhood. Boyhood, I mean, where it's the guy's life.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't think that's found footage. Mike Vogel and God, what's his name? And Michael, this guy and Mike Vogel, they're both named Mike, is really good casting because they really look like brothers.
I would really stress out about being at a party, and like passing out and something like that. Like that is definitely
that would
something I worry about.
In this day and age. Yeah.
When I was in college, I moved to LA for 6 months to work, and I had a going away party, and 3 people showed up.
Oh,
So this is a
Sorry.
much better going away party. If I had one today, I
This is
think
like-
more than 3 people would show up. But
This is an expensive one.
yeah, look at how they look so much like brothers. It's such good casting.
yeah.
Oh, and look, a young Ben Feldman, who I love on Mad Men and Superstore.
Also, I think this also has the kind of sitcom kind of thing where it's probably a bigger house than it should be, but it needs to be that big to move the camera around for the crew. So I'm
Sure.
assuming there's a little artistic liberty with it, because if it's found footage and you have all these people you can't have a small house.
That's one of
So
those things that never really bothers me. Like, there's this
it doesn't
discussion in this
bother me
movie,
either.
And
Yeah.
good people are like, "How would those characters afford that apartment?" I'm like, "Who cares? It's a movie.
The technical reason is just to put cameras everywhere.
There's goddamn monsters in this movie. Who cares about how nice their apartment is?"
Yeah, but this is the exact situation. But yeah,
Yeah.
Do you get a good shot at the monsters in this film? Or are they kind of
Yeah.
just in the background?
you get.
Uh,
I don't know if I want to spoil it for him, because it's one of the best shots in the film is when they're in the. Yeah,
what I will say is, much like Jaws, it uses what you don't
Yeah.
see to build suspense really well, but you'll see.
you see what, like, you get the point of view of a monster rampage. It's the complete opposite of King of the Monsters, where you just got the monsters.
You know, right now I'd be okay with this not being a monster movie. This movie is a lot of fun. It's toying with you.
That's a nice touch. I like that.
I like that cut. Yeah. I will be right back. I'm just getting a drink, guys.
Yeah, Tim said Lake Mungo is incredible. That movie is really scary, but it is only partially found footage. But if you haven't seen it, you should. It really freaked me out.
What is happening here? I'm stressed.
It's his ex.
Ah. This stresses me out.
Yeah, a little bit.
Cause like, have you ever broken up with someone before and like you feel those emotions for them, but you're not strong enough to actually say it?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. This is Odette Annabelle, who's been on Supergirl recently. I like her a lot. She was also in a horror movie I like. What's it called? The Unborn. Kind of silly, but I thought it was cool.
Sorry for laughing. That's hilarious.
Tim said Wreck is his favorite found footage film. Have you seen the remake Quarantine, Tim? Put it in the chat if you have and what you thought about it.
You know, I'm gonna say this right now. Let's be a little braggadocious. I'm so happy I have my chair back. When I was back in Tampa, my chair was right against the wall. So I was in so much pain every night, but I feel so free.
You should take that back to your other home when you go back. No.
How are you gonna bring a chair on a bus?
Oh
No.
shit! You went on a bus. I forgot about that.
It's like I have one duffel bag, a backpack, and an office chair. Can you fit it? This actress is really, really beautiful.
Yeah, this is.
Her name is Jessica Lucas.
Is she related to George?
I don't think so. Oh,
Here's
that's
the
right.
Cumberland
She
production.
was on Gotham. I knew she looked familiar.
They had sexual intercourse.
Oh, and she was on the short-lived teen show called Life as We Know It. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Everyone looks like such a fucking New Yorker in this, and it's
I knew
amazing.
Mike would like Odette because Mike watches all the Arrowverse shows.
Yeah. Another good one is The Gallows.
Yeah, that one's okay. That has some scary moments.
Yeah.
Could you guys found footage comedy? I feel like that'd work really well.
I think
Comedy's all based.
isn't Project X found footage?
Oh, maybe.
I think so, and I remember hating that movie.
Oh, oop.
There's a lot of timing with this camera and stuff with comedy that it would be hard to kind of keep the momentum of a comedy movie with this kind of shot. A lot of
I
what
feel like
comes
it'd
out
be
of,
worth a shot.
if they do it right, but I just don't see it working.
I mean, there's a lot of like awkward things that have been said here so far that have made me giggle really loud. And I think in part and it's just because someone's following them around with a camera. You know, these random shit in a party. It's fantastic.
It comes off as kind of an episode of How I Met Your Mother. That's kind of why you like this, doesn't it?
It's more New
That's
Girl than
fact.
How I Met Your Mother because of New Girl doesn't have a laugh track, and they all live in a big loft.
That's fact. That's science. That's so good.
Is New Girl good?
Yes, I love it. I think it's better than How I Met Your Mother because it doesn't completely fuck up the ending.
I could go into a whole podcast about why I actually appreciate the ending, but we'll do that another time because I know we all have thoughts and opinions on it. I'm also hella biased because I've watched that show like 5 times through.
We're not all as legendary as you, Evan.
I fucking wish I was as legendary as all of you.
He's the same person who says Batman the animated series is boring.
Whew.
I
Wow.
said it's not for me.
Okay, here we go.
Here it is. This is what, 20 minutes in? Yeah,
Yep,
18 minutes. And it's so gradual and natural too. It's very realistic, scarily.
Yeah.
As Patty says, and so it begins.
Yeah. Remember that one time when we had an earthquake here on the East Coast? It was like a little tremor, but it was like...
I know LA's been having some bad ones the past couple days.
Yeah.
The only thing I have to get used to in watching this film is like the really, darkened lighting. Like they do a really good job with lighting this film, all things considered, but I have to get used to that grain.
Well, I think they do a good job of making it look like just the lighting that would be in those spaces.
It's natural
Yeah.
lighting. The graining is
Yeah.
there because if it was actually like lit like a studio lighting piece, it wouldn't look natural. It would just look like they were filming found footage, and it wouldn't have looked as authentic.
Yeah.
This is cool. Here, let me be a bat hug for a second. This is cool. I kind of dig this right now. I see what they're going for.
Woo.
Oh shit.
That ain't no fireworks.
Yeah, this is so cool.
Yeah.
I love the guy just fucking holding the camera still. And I know that's the whole crux of it, but like I love how he's just still holding the camera.
Yeah, that character, not the actor. The character is a champ.
Yeah, sorry.
This is one of my favorite parts of the whole movie right here.
Oh my god.
Like it does such a good job of like showing the panic, and then this comes, and when you see what it is, it's like, holy hell. That's so cool.
Lady Liberty.
The head of the Statue of Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
That's horrifying.
I could not imagine. Like, what?
And did somebody just die there? He might have died.
Probably? I don't know.
It's one of that they're all still standing around. Just fucking go.
Where are you going to go?
I would not be standing next to the head of the Statue of Liberty if it was sitting right there.
I'd be trying to find underground as fast as I can. Is there any underground outside the
No,
subway?
do not go.
New
Do
York?
not go underground because you'll be buried alive if something happens.
Yeah, I wouldn't go underground. I don't know where I'd go. I'd try and get out of the city. I'd steal a car.
Well, yeah, I would too. That'd be my first move.
Actually,
but
imagine the people in the subway right now.
oh, this is even freakier. That was really smart to put them in a like really dark area with that mood lighting.
Imagine if you had a party with all your great friends and now nobody knows where everybody is. That's
This
the
is
real horror.
boring.
I think
The
that's one
subtitles-
of my biggest fears is like in a moment of panic or real terror getting separated from the people I'm with, because I feel like sticking together and relying on each other is the best way to survive something like this.
Yeah. And not the other is the horror of not knowing where the other people are if you get
Right,
split up.
exactly. And are they okay?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a cool shot.
Y'all, they have COVID.
There was no logical reason for him to go outside.
I agree. You get a better view of what's happening in the situation outside. I love the red. I love the reds here.
It's very apocalyptic.
Yeah.
This movie
And it's making
makes, like,
it's making everyone nearly look like zombies.
yeah, they're covered in ash. But what I was gonna say is this movie like makes $25 million is a lot of money, but for a budget for this type of movie, it's pretty low. Like
And it's only
every dollar.
And it's only 50 minutes, so
No, it's an hour and 20.
an hour and 20.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the host is the
Oh.
one that's.
Oh, there's 50 minutes left. There's 59
Right.
minutes left. My bad.
But like they do such a good job of making it seem like bigger in scale and more epic than it is on a low budget.
Yeah, I mean having a giant fucking Statue of Liberty head there kind of helps. It's really smart.
This is clever too.
Flashing back, yeah.
Like he went to rewind and ended up on this.
I wouldn't go on a fucking bridge. Sorry for all my cussing tonight, y'all. I don't know.
How
what's up.
fucking dare you?
How fucking dare I?
Holy fuck.
They do a really good job of, like putting us in their shoes because I feel they're like, you know, you feel it. Oh, timber.
What did she say?
Is there like a distinct metaphor that you think Matt Reeves tries to go for here?
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of post 9/11 paranoia built into the movie.
That's what I was thinking.
But one of the clever things about this movie is TJ Miller's character, who pretty much from now on has the camera and you only hear his voice. His character's name is HUD, which would be like a heads-up display in a video game sort of thing.
Ah,
I think that's pretty smart and intentional, a little bit
Yeah.
there.
I like that a lot. Actually,
And I think the movie's also saying that things can change in a blink of an eye, too.
Yeah, but I remember when I saw this in theaters, my thoughts were, oh, this is very much a 9/11 allegory in its own. Because, sci-fi, horror are some of the best ways to tell stories about things that they're not actually about. It's just
Right.
a metaphor or an allegory for what else is going on.
That's what I was asking. Like the panic and to see the city and all the rubble too. I'm like, this feels
Yeah.
very 9/11-esque.
Yeah. We're now 19 years past it. 2008, it was a lot more fresh and
Yeah.
raw. Not that it's still not very painful, but
Well, 2008. This was probably written 2005, which was literally 3 years after too. So it's even
Yeah.
fresher with this one.
for sure.
Who wrote the film?
I got it right here.
Drew Goddard wrote it. Who,
Oh,
also wrote The Martian and The Cabin in the Woods. No, he directed The Cabin in the Woods, and he directed Bad Times at the El Royale, and he also worked on Lost, hence the J.J. Abrams connection, because J.J. produced it, you know?
And he wrote the first season of Daredevil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's done a lot.
how awesome would it be for Spider-Man to show up right now?
A found footage Marvel movie with all the first look at the destruction that they caused would be kind of cool too. Or maybe just like a short.
Yeah. A short, like, flashback to the Battle of New York.
The incident, yeah. And this is basically it,
Yeah.
except replace the
Kind of.
Cloverfield monster. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Mm-hmm. They're on a bridge, and that's probably not the best place to be.
I understand the impetus to get out of Manhattan into Brooklyn on the bridge, but I don't know. It also seems like a pretty vulnerable. Oh shit!
What happened?
That's not
Yeah,
right.
Like the big
They're fucking-
tentacle of the monster. I think we're all a little off.
Yeah.
They're jogging.
What time code are you at, Evan? Oh no, it's
My
gonna
time
be
code
different
is-
because
I'm at 28:42 max.
yeah, me too.
Okay, so me and
I
you are
think
on
you're
the
a little ahead of us, Evan, but that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
There goes the bridge.
Oh
This would
yeah,
be
I'm
horrifying.
behind you then. I'm ahead of you. I'm gonna wait for a line of dialogue and then let me know when they say it.
It's weird that Showtime has it differently than Amazon.
Well,
All right, let
Showtime
me
has
know.
like a,
Let me know when Marlena says, "Lily, wait, stop, listen to me." Lily, wait, stop, listen to me. The second it happens.
Here you go.
now.
Perfect. Thank you.
I think Showtime has like a minute of commercials when you start it before it starts.
Yeah, it does. The only
I know
reason I have
exactly-
Showtime is because Spotify for students. They give like Showtime and Hulu to students too.
I know exactly where that Sephora is.
What'd you say?
I just know exactly where they are in the city. It's funny.
Oh yeah.
And there goes the looting.
Do they shoot
Sephora.
this in the city?
Yeah, this is on location, bud. It would be so expensive to recreate these sets in an actual set. It would have been astronomical.
Yeah, I agree with Mike. The way that the bridge scene is staged and shot is pretty excellent.
It's staged wonderfully. It's just that you can't tell what's going on, and I guess that's the point. And the old flip phones too from 2006.
This is shoot on digital, right?
Yeah.
Shot on digital. Okay. Yeah, the Sephora product placement, Patty. It's hilarious.
What are you going to do with the TV during this situation?
Oh,
Yeah, it's 2 shots of the monster so far.
To be honest, you might be able to count all those shots on one hand at the end of the movie. There's the other one.
yeah.
So cool.
But showing it like that on a TV,
Mhm.
it allows them to like cheap out on the VFX. It didn't even have to look that good, and it still worked.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the military.
That's a good thing. Dated would be a wrong word used to describe this film. It's a time capsule. Yeah.
Definitely.
A lot of the technology they're using is basically pre-Facebook. It's a lot of 2005 era stuff.
The SpongeBob.
And I think 2005 era is probably my favorite era ever. Just the simplicity of everything.
Here's another shot of it. Oh,
Yep. There's another shot too with the giant leg.
it's time to leave the electronics store.
That must be horrifying.
Yeah.
That's his mom, right?
This is so good. That's such good direction.
Yeah. That was his mom, right?
Not
I
positive.
think. Because imagine getting that voicemail from your mom after your thing was dead. Oh my god.
No, I think it was Beth, the girl.
Yeah, it's Beth.
Well, Beth, okay.
That build up to that was actually really nice because we don't hear from him for like 10 minutes in the movie as he's just wandering around an electronics store and we're having to wonder what the hell's happening. And then only to find out that like someone that he loves is probably dead is heart-wrenching. The acting is impeccable there.
Again, an allegory to 9/11 where people would hear the calls from their loved ones.
My dad was in New York and not too far, and I couldn't get in touch with him. Every time I called either his house or his office or his cell phone, it was just saying like the lines are busy. He can't get through.
Was he like where did he evacuate and all that?
He wasn't that close, but he could see it all happen from his office.
Oh, okay.
Like he wasn't close enough to be in danger, but he was close enough to see the second tower
Yeah.
fall.
Yeah. And that's 2001 where you couldn't even get a hold of somebody on a cell phone. You had to call like their work.
Well, we had cell phones, but the lines were jammed. Like there was just no capacity. Like this is such a well framed and built scene. Like you know what's happening, you can feel all the terror, you see the legs, you hear the gunshots, but it's just focused on our characters.
Shit is crazy, dude.
Yeah, oh god. Oh, there you go.
Sorry for lack of commentary. This is just fascinating.
Yeah.
This is my first time seeing it too, so.
Also, thanks for the 5 people watching. It's great that we have people watching tonight, even though we're late.
I think there's probably more than that. I find that the StreamYard is inaccurate.
Yeah. But just necessity, guys. There's the Streamlabs link if you guys want to donate or whatever to us. Any little bit helps. Thank you
Hi
for
there,
watching
Kale.
with us.
Welcome to the stream.
Hey, Kale.
Kale was on our last watch along. Fun fact.
I know. That made me so happy to see.
He was on
Incredibles 2. Yeah.
Great movie.
Great.
By the way.
Was
It's a
it better
good
than the
movie.
first?
No.
I don't think so, but I think it does a lot of what the first does, and I think it does something a little bit better too.
Forgive me for
I think it's cleverly written in that it's sort of a reverse of the first one.
Yeah. Why does it say rest in peace, John Ratzenberger in the banners?
We don't talk about it.
I just
Meanwhile,
got
I know
scared
this
for
is
a
so
second.
off topic, but Liz and my wife and I have been watching like old seasons of Hell's Kitchen we've never seen before, and John Ratzenberger was on as a guest judge for one of the challenges.
Well, technically, Hell's Kitchen is in New York, and it's Hell in New York, so that is kind of on topic.
Well,
kind
the
of.
Hell's Kitchen TV show shoots
I
in
know.
L.A.
I know, but there's a Hell's Kitchen in New York, and I was trying to
I
say
know.
that,
My first New York apartment was on top of a bar in Hell's Kitchen.
which is actually not as grungy as it is in Daredevil.
No, it's not at all.
It's the opposite, actually.
Hell's Kitchen in New York is mostly like 20-year-old kids who just moved to the city, and there's also a very heavy LGBTQ population in Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah. Which makes it the most
Oh, yeah.
fantastic place in the city.
It is pretty. I mean, some of my favorite restaurants and bars are around there. This guy is a pretty solid actor. His name is Michael something, but
You don't really have to act in this situation because, like, if you were in the situation and you just have to think about it, you would be in the same situation.
no, that doesn't mean everyone can do it.
Also, it's crazy expensive to shoot in actual New York itself. I can't imagine how much it costs to clear out this subway station.
They were probably shooting at like 4 a.m. when it was least busy.
That makes sense.
This is gonna sound weird, but I kind of miss the subway. I haven't been on it in 4 or 5 months now, which is like the longest I've ever gone. And I know it's gross and it's hot, but it's like so part of the New York experience for me.
I love the
And
subway.
and
Actually, public
and it's-
transportation's my favorite.
And
I
it's
think trains are
convenient.
cool.
It's convenient as hell. It's the most convenient public transit in the country.
Oh, for sure.
Um,
Philly has pretty good subways too, but
there's not as many, but yeah,
no,
the
there's
whole,
not.
The whole East Coast has the best public transit in the. I wish the West Coast was the same way, but it isn't. And there's a reason because of the earthquakes.
When I lived in LA, I took the subway a little bit just to go from Hollywood and Highland out to Universal Studios. Because it was cheaper to park at Hollywood and Highland than it was to park at Universal.
Yep.
How long was that subway?
8 minutes.
Oh, okay.
It was really short. Universal Hollywood is like very close to downtown Hollywood.
How are the subways in Florida?
They're above
Okay.
ground because if there were subways, they'd be swamps.
There are no subways.
You'd be in water.
That
Well,
is
they
something
have
that,
like
I think that
the
they
tri-rail and stuff.
it is barely anything.
There
Like
are
I think
trains
there-
that go. You could,
not that many. Like I want a high speed rail between Tampa and Orlando. I don't know why that doesn't exist.
I agree that. I mean, I feel like high-speed trains should be in a lot more places. I sort of feel like that's the transportation of the future.
Yeah.
But it's so expensive. But
I wouldn't walk the tunnels because what if there's a train?
well, the trains aren't running; they're turned off. But I wouldn't walk the tunnels because I'd be afraid of rats and also, like subway dwellers.
Rats.
Rats.
Rat.
Do you think there are subway dwellers?
I'm sure there are some. I mean, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, of course.
Oh, them, yeah.
Mm.
I forgot about their scene at the end of the movie. This is great.
The big surprise crossover.
Yeah, it turns out this monster's Krang, Evan, if you know who that is.
I remember there was in the
Actually-
lead up to the movie, some people thought it was a secret Voltron movie.
Really?
Yeah, I remember that. A crevasse.
It's just a theory. A film theory.
The most common theory I remember was that it was just another Godzilla movie that they were trying to keep secret.
Yeah, Kel, when I was in Atlanta, I wasn't a big fan of the Marta. I was trying to like navigate for the Shimodan Live event that they had there, and it was just better to take Ubers because it's more convenient. The Marta made little sense to use.
I will say, as far as West Coast is concerned, the BART in San Francisco is pretty good. You can get a lot of places with it.
Yeah.
This has become a 2-hour discussion about the country's public transportation systems. Thank you, Cloverfield.
But we're watching a movie about them
I
walking.
feel like being down in the dark, unused subway tracks would be so scary.
Oh yeah, I'd be so uncomfortable.
I'm claustrophobic,
It's also
so I
got to
wouldn't be
be
able to do it.
brutally hot down there.
You can sit there sweating.
There are some good subway movies, like the original Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 is an amazing film. The remake's okay too.
Ugh. hate
Yep.
Ugh.
I don't.
Well-
It's funny. Ugh, so many.
I've seen Rat Kings too, which were disgusting.
I don't mind like if you have a pet rat, but subway rats are. Yeah, the fact that they're all going in the same direction is really unsettling.
Maybe you should not
Why
stop.
aren't you running?
Because you trip on the tracks. It's so dark.
Mm.
There's like rails on either side, and you have to avoid the third rail, which has electric currents going through it.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm wildly uncomfortable right now. I really want to take out my earbuds. I don't like this at all.
It's pretty suspenseful.
Bruh!
Mimic
No!
is a subway film.
Oh my god, that's scary. Oh my god.
Oh God.
Ah! Nice use of night vision.
I'm uncomfortable!
Oh. Oh my God.
They're like spider type alien things. Ugh.
Dude, it is so smart to shoot this with the night vision because it's so much cheaper, but
Yeah.
it looks so much better. I'm good now. The official scares went out of the way.
This is disgusting, though.
This is so intense.
Horrible way to die.
Those sound effects. Ugh. Now I feel like I have aliens crawling up my legs.
Spiders, yeah.
Oh, you okay? Oh,
Ooh.
that's good. Really good makeup effects.
Yeah.
That looks disgusting. Ouch.
Really disgusting. You're gonna have an infection. You should put some hydrogen peroxide on that, I would think. Who doesn't like an ice cold Dasani? Me, I don't like Dasani.
The
Some
sun is
salty ass water.
But in these situations, you take what you can get.
Okay. And salt's gonna help
no,
our
wait.
wounds too.
Is that Dasani? I can't tell.
She's hurt.
Yeah, she's such a good actress.
Maybe you'll like Duhud.
This movie goes by really quickly.
Mm-hmm. It's really well paced. Little nice Mountain Dew product placement. I enjoy cold Mountain Dew, especially Baja Blast.
I'm not a big Mountain guy. I don't know why.
I like it.
I understand it. People really do like Mountain Dew for good reason.
And I think Diet Mountain Dew is one of the better diet sodas in terms of tasting close to the original.
Diet soda just makes me sick.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean,
So they should be thinking of an escape plan right now, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
there's no
escape to where,
defeating
though?
Huh?
Escape to where?
It's
They tried to get out to Brooklyn and the bridge got destroyed. Remember, Manhattan is an island, so without bridges or tunnels, you're screwed. Like, that's one of the things about New York. Like, if something like this were to happen, getting out is very hard because
Yeah.
unless you have a boat.
But even then, the boat's not even safe because there's a monster in the water.
Sure.
They should make their way to Madison Square Garden. I think that's the safest place for them to be.
This isn't Godzilla, Chris.
It's a place I haven't been before, actually. It's MSG. I really want to go.
You've been there. If you been to Penn Station, it's basically like right
My
next.
God, I've been to Madison Square Garden like hundreds of times.
I'm like about 50, 60.
I have Rangers season tickets, so plus concerts.
Billy Joel, Elton John.
Have hockey games officially started back up? Or are they still
Tomorrow.
exhibition games? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Let's go, Capitals.
Well, I mean, that's if any that I've lost hope with that stuff.
Okay, this scene, the way it's set up is just
They think they're like safe because they're with army people. I'm sorry, Evan, that I'm spoiling anything. Sorry.
that's so scary. Whatever it is, it's winning. Oh God.
You can just feel how relieved they are, though, to be here, because this just seems like a good place to be during this.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah, that's.
This is pretty violent for a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, the youth critic asked that too. That this was why is it PG-13?
I mean, I guess they don't really curse and there's no sex, so they got away with the violence.
Sorry, there are fireworks outside, and I just want to make sure that they were fireworks.
I hear you.
Okay.
Oh, they got one in a case. Look at those teeth. Oh,
Yeah. Do we think that's a model?
what do you mean?
Like, do you think they made that? Like, constructed
Yeah, I think
it?
that was probably like a puppet. Yeah. Oh God. Okay, this scene is just.
This is sad. Oh,
Ugh. She just like burst. Horrifying.
it's horrifying.
I shouldn't be doing this shit.
That was a horrible way for her to die.
Awful. But in terms of like gore and horror-y stuff, it's pretty awesome in that respect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was. So, like, did it just grow inside of her and it just exploded?
Maybe, I don't know, or just like our body can't, like humans can't handle the venom or infection.
I don't think that's something that needs to be explained.
I agree.
It's just an interesting question. Yeah, the silhouette made it even worse, which is good.
Absolutely.
Bro, I actually feel so emotional right now because you're told you are on a clock to survive or the government will destroy you. And I think it's really interesting that we just played Iron Giant too. Now for a watch along.
Yeah.
Why don't they just stick with the army though? Because they could just evacuate them.
Because they want to try and rescue Beth.
The problem that like I have here, and I think this is a really good commentary, like
Okay.
moral.
I just
moral
want to
compass.
stop you 1 second to say
Yeah.
how eerie that shot is
Of the
horse
Yeah.
and the carriage, but no driver and no one in the carriage.
Yeah.
So eerie. Sorry, Evan, go ahead.
No, I'm saying like the moral compass and this film making you decide whether they're doing the right thing for them, like for Beth or if you know them not going to the chopper and what's the right decision, what's not. I think is really interesting because right now I'm having struggling saying is going with Beth the right decision here? Is 3 lives saved better than potentially 4 lives lost?
Honestly, in my opinion, I would have just probably said it was a lost cause, just because you're taking a gamble. You're taking a gamble with 4 of the people's lives. But yeah,
I have a hard time with these sort of extreme hypotheticals.
Yeah.
Because, we say one thing, but I've found that no matter how much you plan or think things through in the moment when faced
Exactly.
with the reality of a situation, especially a scary or intense one, the choices you make are not necessarily what you thought you might make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you cared about somebody as much as he cares about Beth, yeah.
Right. Like if Elizabeth was out there, like I would try and go and save her or get her.
Yeah.
But I applaud the film for making us think about that too, though.
Yeah.
It's a situation people probably thought about when they were in these situations like 9/11 or something.
In the towers.
Yeah.
I don't read the
I can't imagine.
government
I can't imagine how this movie affected people who survived that stuff.
I hate laughing at him because he's such a.
Yeah, I take the actor out of this moment. It's the character.
Yeah.
I'm that way with Baby Driver. Like half that cast is shit people now.
I love that movie. I think it's a good movie.
But it's so problematic now.
Yeah.
Paul Williams gets shot in the face, which is great.
This here with like the emergency lights flashing is a really cool lighting effect.
And it's simple too.
Yeah. And the sound of the wind. This is, just such a well composed movie. That's an impressive set.
Yeah.
It reminds me of something I would see in a theme park, actually, like in the Tornado Twister ride.
Yeah.
It looks like it's all practical too.
Yeah. I think it would have to be where they climb on it. I mean, not necessarily, but with the budget, I would think.
I'll document it.
Yeah, that's what he's been doing all along.
I'd like to listen to the commentary track.
Is there one?
If there is one on the DVD, yeah.
I don't know. At this point, I sort of feel like maybe I would be like, well.
A little.
Also,
yeah.
don't climb it as hard as they're making it out to be.
You never know in the moment, though.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because you're also under a lot of emotional strain. You just lost one of your best friends. And you're 5,000 feet in the air.
And there's fighter jets zooming over your head now in Manhattan.
You literally feel like you're King Kong.
That would be your dream, I think.
Not if you're about to get shot down.
Well, true. You did deserve it.
Is this coming to the climax of the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only about 20 minutes left, if that.
Yeah. It's a short
25.
movie.
Yeah.
I'm really stressed. They're doing such a good job with this. Mike is saying,
It's
"Can
like,
all
it's
movies?"
like the way she's moving. It's like the Inception hallway.
That's
Mike
what I was
says,
thinking about.
Mike says, "Can all movies go back to being this simple?"
I would argue it's not simple though. I think there's a lot of layers and complexion going on here.
Visually, it's simple, like how they shot it. Like I would love that. But if you have the money like studios put in, I can see why movies aren't simple. Because it's all about a game about money, and most 90% of the movies that are this lower budget aren't successful. So this is just a lightning in a bottle.
I guess it's simple. Like if you think about the plot, okay, there's a disaster with monsters, and their friends want to rescue Beth. That's it.
Yeah.
Like there's just a goal, and they're trying to achieve that goal. A lot of movies now have subplots and different characters, and it's always been the case, and that can work really well sometimes, and then other times not so much.
At least he's getting the chance to say goodbye. Like this sucks to see her dead, but like he has that, you know?
She's awake.
Oh shit. Mother fricker.
Oh. Again, this is since.
Oh God. Like one of my biggest things with violence is not like something going into someone, but when they have to pull them out.
Yeah.
Like if they're impaled or there's a knife and then they pull it out, it's like I'm like, I can't even imagine
the pain.
But it's shot so well that you don't see it. Just like you see the rock and you can hear it and see the legs, so you know what happened. Oh my God! Look at those buildings.
I mean, to shoot it, to see them pulling it out probably costs some money too, because you need all those effects and stuff like that too. So it's
I think that would probably be too violent for PG-13.
Yeah, what you don't see is actually more.
Yeah, your mind is oh my God, comes up with scarier stuff than
yeah.
Grabs the camera.
He's got to document it.
Oh shit.
Oh my god. Whenever someone says don't look down, the first thing I do is look down.
Look down.
They're just trying to get down this building while the giant monster is being bombed from the sky. And like I feel like in like another movie, like a more typical movie, like the people flying the planes and the monsters would be the main characters. And
Yeah.
here we're just following along like normal people, which is really nice.
I'll be
It's
honest.
like
Yeah. Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
If a city was being destroyed like this by giant monsters, do you think they would have just nuked the entire thing?
Well, that's what
That's
they were
their
saying.
plan.
They're saying
Yeah.
they're gonna just knock it all down. You know, it's the same. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, it's so scary. It's a very similar like moral dilemma. Do the lives of many outweigh the lives of a few? Like, is the sacrifice worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially in an end of the world situation, kind of like this.
Yep. Oh, so much fire. Explosions. Oh god.
Oh, what a shot.
Just want to say the Chrysler Building is probably the most beautiful building in the city.
Yeah. This is happening like
This is happening like right there by what is it? Herald Square,
no, they're closer to like Columbus Circle.
Columbus Circle. Yeah.
I remember I was walking down the street sometime and these tourists stopped me and were like, "Can you tell me where I can find the Chrysler building?" And we were on the block with it, so I just pointed up. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
"It's there."
I wish
Bro,
it was more.
HUD is slow as hell.
I wish the Chrysler Building was more open to tourism.
It doesn't have like an observation deck or anything, so
I hope they
Yeah.
make it.
No, it's just that the building's beautiful. And it's older than the Empire State Building, I think. That's why the antenna's on the Empire State Building to make it taller. Okay, maybe you can count it on two hands.
there's more than I remember, to be honest.
Yeah. Such a good shot right there with that lens flare of the lights.
Yeah.
It looks like they're like
So
God.
intense. This is so well done.
what
Yeah,
sucks
it
is
is.
they're not even safe. Holy shit.
I just got chills.
Yeah. We think. No,
That's the shit right there.
I'm not
Oh!
ready. Where's the
Oh!
jump?
Oh, fuck.
I saw it coming. Like, this is too good to be true.
Yeah.
Please survive this.
Intensity,
They're not
guys.
going to.
You saw the clip of Kong right there, right? Evan, did you see that?
What?
There was a freeze frame of King Kong right there.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah, there was. King Kong 33 was just there. You saw that, right, Max?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
Yep.
So that's why you like this movie.
No, but rewind it to now we're in 7, Evan. When this is done, I want to see what you think of that. That was cool.
So there's 17 minutes left. I don't know what else there's to tell in the story. I am. No way. They survived.
Ah, oh shit. The way these shots are framed is so good.
Yeah.
Like you keep them way in the foreground, and then you see the planes and the smoke behind them in the background on the top. He's like, I gotta get the camera.
Wow. That's horrifying.
Oh god. What a shot. What a shot. And then the autofocus trying to find what to focus on is so clever.
Yep.
The grass, the face, the grass, the face.
So sad.
Wow. This movie does so many things right. Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah. Central Park.
You know, you had that moment of like, is it actually gonna get them? Like you were guessing, and then it's like, no, all walls are torn down here. Now you just feel every anxiety filled moment with these characters, and it's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm actually
That's the
like,
benefit of found footage if done right, is like you are there with them. You feel what they feel. And it's not always done right, but this one.
I am tearing up, not because like I'm sad or anything, just I feel it. Like you feel their stress, you know? You can't see it, but there's water in my eyes. It's the first movie to make me like actually feel this way in a while. Just their devastation.
Oh, it's just. Mm. Oh.
Such a good ending.
Man. Yeah.
Such a good film.
So,
Wow.
obviously, because it's found footage, there's no score, but there's about to be a track
Mhm.
in the credits composed by none other than Michael Giacchino called Roar, which I used to listen to all the time.
I think they did a really good job of actually like surrounding the film with a lot of noise. I think one of my issues with a film like No Country for Old Men is the lack of sound, and that's also just a personal thing. But I think the sirens, the roars, the destruction, the wind, the amount of noise is almost a score for the film. It is the heartbeat.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't make sense for found footage to have a score.
No.
Right? No, of course not. I am
Waiting for
absolutely
that.
blown away. That film was impeccable.
Yeah, it's damn good.
It's so good. Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't know what to expect.
That ending hits hard too.
Yeah.
Because like so much desperation and devastation. All the main characters pass outside of the one who got on a helicopter, but we don't even know the fate of her.
We don't know.
Yeah. Also, his brother dying, like, I forgot his brother died.
Fuck.
Here comes that
Sorry guys
track.
if I'm a little speechless. I'm just amazed. Really. They did such a good job with him. Matt Reeves, one hell of a director, which we already knew.
I saw someone very well known and who I think is intelligent fairly recently call him a workman director. And I was so upset because I'm like, that is not what I think of Matt Reeves at all. Like, you watch this and then watch his Apes movies, and he is as strong a like blockbuster filmmaker as we have these days because he composes images well, he builds character well, he's great at ratcheting up tension, and all of his movies have really good allegories to them, which is obviously part of the writing, but he conveys them really well. This track is so good. I don't know if you guys are listening to the credits.
Yeah, I hear it. Da, da, da.
It's beautiful.
I can imagine myself walking around in Universal to this track.
It's very old school monster movie too. This track.
So, Chris, what are your thoughts on the movie?
I've always loved this movie. I love the fact that it gives you a different perception of what a monster movie actually is. It took a lot from a lot of like it basically took a lot from the Godzilla films and repurposed it to where it's not necessarily what the monster is doing, it's what the people are doing and how they're experiencing and how the loss is experienced. It's a really clear allegory, obviously, to 9/11 and the tragedies of that, and sadly can be even interpreted as other tragedies that have happened after 9/11. And it's just a very good book. It's a very good, as Michael K said, time capsule of the period. A lot of the stuff that like getting in touch with your family and stuff is easier nowadays than it was back in 2008. So a lot of that stuff, if you take that out of the, just know that it was made in that time. So yeah, it's a really good deep movie that doesn't end on a good note. And I think some movies need that, especially monster movies like this that have a message.
Was there anything that you saw this time that you might have not seen before?
Guess what? I never noticed the freeze frame of Kong until now. Yeah, so that was interesting. I'm glad that Matt Reeves gave tribute to the most influential monster movie ever made. So yeah, but other than that, it was just great rewatching it, seeing you going into it blind, which was fun because I remember seeing this for the first time in theaters and loving it.
Max, what are your overall thoughts on the movie, watch long experience, and anything else?
Yeah, like I mean, I've been a fan of this movie. I saw it opening night. I've been a fan of this movie. I remember I saw it at the AMC in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Drove from Philly. I loved it then. I think it holds up so well. I think it's paced so well. Taking out the credits, it's only an hour and 14 minutes, and it flies by. But I think Mike Kay said something that really resonates. He said the best found footage movies are empathy fuel, and I think that's what really struck me this time is how deeply you care for the characters and how you feel what they're feeling and you become so empathetic towards them. Like you said, you were getting a little teary-eyed, not necessarily because you were sad, but it's so visceral, you're so in the moment. And I think that's such a credit to Matt Reeves. I think this is one of the very best directed found footage movies. Like I was saying as they're watching, the like composition of the shots, the way it shows you certain things, the way it builds up, finally revealing the huge monster. The way you'll like learn the way they like parse out pieces of information by the different TVs, like in the electronics store, or then later when they meet the military guys. It's just such a well done movie, and it pays great homage to the classic monster movies like King Kong and Godzilla. It clearly has a lot of love for those, and it charts its own course. But I could very easily see, like, I could see Godzilla versus Kong versus Cloverfield Monster.
It would be phenomenal. And
Yeah.
I don't think any universe kind of contradicts each other, so maybe that could
No,
happen.
not at all.
Do we
and
know?
also,
No, go.
I was just gonna say, like, if you have me, do watch 10 Cloverfield Lane. It's a totally different kind of movie,
Mhm.
but it fits so well in the universe, and I think it's one of the smarter sequels because it's like a total left turn from what you would expect, but it's
Yeah.
also brilliant in its own way.
That should be a watch along in the future. It's a phenomenal.
Yeah,
Do
I
we
would love
know
to do
where
that.
the name Cloverfield comes from?
It's so it's like the exit on the highway in LA where the bad robot offices are. It's like the street name.
Yep, it's a street name. Yeah.
They were developing this movie and they just kept getting off their car on Cloverfield Lane or Cloverfield Drive or whatever it is, and they're like, "That's it. That's the name."
Honestly, it works. I don't know why, but there's something in Cloverfield. I definitely buy it. Look, for a first time watch, I was deathly silent throughout the watch long. I think that says a lot. It definitely kept my attention. I went to go get water throughout the watch long and get like a couple of snacks. I had to use the restroom. But the film is so visceral, you feel like you're going to miss something at any point. I think how good the movie looks for it being found footage is impeccable. I think the direction and the way how Matt Reeves puts his actors in certain positions and positions to succeed too, I think is amazing. I think the lack of, as we were talking about earlier, the Jaws notion, the lack of what we don't see is also incredible. I had a really good time. This is a great first time watch. And man, the sound, and we were talking about it, and it hit me. It's hitting me harder now. Like we're always hearing things, and when we don't, that's when we're the most afraid. I
think the most like one of the most effective things you can do in horror is not showing things. Our imagination is always scarier, and don't get me wrong, there's some imagery in here and some like jumps that are really scary, but like the build up, not seeing the monster, like your mind just starts going, what is it? What's happening? This is so freaky.
I do want to also say that in Google Images, when you search Cloverfield, our thumbnail comes up on the first page.
Oh, that's cool.
So guys, before we start signing off and doing some, announcements, any last thoughts?
No, it's phenomenal.
All right.
Yeah,
Other than the
great
fact
movie.
that it's a
Great
terrific
movie.
film, I had a great time.
I want to watch 10 Cloverfield Lane now.
I kind of do too.
I know. I had a great time watching it with you guys. What's that comment there? And don't forget the Streamlabs. Oh, we got a Streamlab. And sorry, Mike, I got really distracted. Mike K comes in with $20. Wow, that was a great revisit, especially with you guys. I really appreciate the talent Matt Reeves has as a storyteller, and it lays great foundation for the rest of his filmography. I completely agree. I like this. Was this his first piece that he did? First directorial debut?
I don't think so. I'm gonna double check. Give me 1 second. I believe.
This is one hell of a debut if it's a debut.
Okay, he directed one movie in the 90s called The Pallbearer, which is a mediocre comedy starring David Schwimmer and Gwyneth Paltrow. He also co-wrote that movie, and then he spent a lot of time working in television. Like I said earlier, he worked on Felicity. He wrote Under Siege 2.
So it was basically his
And then-
debut kind of thing.
So like this to me, this is the movie that like set him up as a blockbuster / genre director.
Yeah.
Because then he followed this up with Let Me In, which I would argue is one of the best horror remakes. It takes Let the Right One In, adapts it for English-speaking American audiences, and I'm always like reticent to watch a remake of a foreign film just so it can be in English. But I thought that one in particular was so well done. And then he did the Apes movie, so we can think this is his debut because, with all due respect, The Pallbearer is not indicative of what his career would become, and not exactly a very good film.
I do want to thank Mike K one more time for the 20, and thank you guys for watching.
Mike, you are too good to us, Mike K. I don't even know. Like, thank you so much.
I will be swindling PJ into doing a Peanuts watch on. You and I talked about it a little bit earlier on Twitter, Mike. That will be a thing that will come.
I love the Peanuts movie. I love the art style so much.
I think it's incredible.
And it's coming to D+.
I know that's why because it got announced say the mouse doesn't miss. So a couple announcements while the final credits are rolling. Next week we don't exactly know what's happening because PJ has another big thing that he's working. Maybe I'm back, maybe I'm not. Who knows? But we have the host going on, King Kong 33, and a double feature of Godzilla 98. Pacific Rim. I think Sean's gonna be on that one too, Sean Sullivan. So keep your eyes out for that. But what's most important was what is confirmed is Monday. We're doing a double feature of Mask of the Phantasm and Return of the Joker. I'm very excited for it. I love animated films. I love these mediums told through. I love these stories told through the medium of animation. So I'm really excited to check that out. And then on Sunday, the PJ Campbell show is doing the top 10 Batman the Animated Series episodes. That's gonna be an exciting one. And we also have Janine on as well. Janine. So keep your eyes out and open for that because that's gonna be an exciting time. Saturday, Chris Clark decides he puts me through my hell again.
I am already like planning on getting drunk. I'm gonna start pre-gaming right as soon as we get off. I'm gonna start pre-gaming for Family Feud.
Yeah,
that seems like the only option, right?
Yeah,
and it's our first Zoom stream, so it won't be on StreamYard. It'll be on Zoom and with new layouts and stuff. So,
Chris, what makes you think this was a good idea?
I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's a great idea.
Look, our Family Feud 1 was the dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
We just decided to, and you know what they say? There's a saying in theater: when the dress rehearsal is bad, the first preview is going to be great.
Yeah, and on top of that, though,
we just decided to live stream our dress rehearsal.
Yeah, and people dug it, so the audience wanted more, and we're giving it to them.
This is our hell week. This is our hell week in theater.
Yep.
And then last Tuesday, I had a famous last words with Maxwell Haddad, the very man on the show today that gave me information I didn't know. I had a good time, and it seems like our hour only lasted 15 minutes. So make sure you guys check that out. It was a really actually interesting interview about like Broadway industry, and I really had a really cool conversation about careers paths and college and what you should take away from college, and maybe if you should enter college and it's the right decision for you. It was a fun conversation.
Yeah, I had a great time.
And last Wednesday, you want to talk about Front Center Mezzanine, or was that 2 Wednesdays ago?
It's Thursday, Evan.
Thursday. Sorry.
It was the Thursday before this past Thursday. Yeah, it was a great talk. Check it out if you haven't already. I said at the top of the show, we talked about a lot of things, not just theater, really interesting, enlightening, and a lot of stuff that's very topical to what's been going on politically and sociologically over the last couple months. So I highly recommend it. We should be having another episode of Front Center Mezzanine this upcoming Thursday. I haven't booked a guest just yet, but I'm working on it. There's some feelers in play. I'm hopeful. If not, we may delay it a week, but we'll let you all know on Sunday night's PJ Campbell show what the plan is for that.
And then, Chris, you want to talk about this a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Also, Kristen Smith is going to be joining us for a 6-person panel of live. We're doing the namesake of my show, Suddenly Soundtracks. It's Little Shop of Horrors. It's my favorite musical of all time. We're going to go through every song. We're going to go through every song that was cut from the film. And, it's just going to be fun. It's not nearly going to be as epic and long as Hamilton. There's only about 20 songs plus the cut stuff. So it's going to be chill, and it's going to be 6 people going through one of the greatest musicals ever written. So yeah, it's
All right.
I'm really excited for that, and I will be back in my studio for that. So
yeah.
Ooh. And make sure you guys check out our Spotify and iTunes feed. It has all our versions of our shows out in audio form. So if you are not on a train, because you shouldn't be on a train right now because of COVID-19, but if you're walking around, maybe on a drive, go ahead, put us in your ears. And I really appreciate it. Make sure you give us a like, rate, and follow. That'd be incredible. And last
write reviews of our shows on iTunes. Subscribe and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
And last but not least, Scary Movie Squad. I feel like this list keeps adding. I know Kristen Smith is going to be on a bunch of them. William Bibiani's on here. I am terrified. I am not ready.
And Jillian's going to be on one too.
Jillian.
If tonight was any indication, you're in for a bumpy ride.
Yeah, you got antsy with Cloverfield, which is great.
But anyways, it's time to wrap this sucker up. Chris, where can the people find you online?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at ChrisClark8788. Those numbers mean nothing. You can find me every Wednesday hosting Suddenly Soundtracks. If there was no Front Center Mezzanine on Thursday, I might just air what I delayed this week, which was Newsies. I've just been busy. I just needed time to edit, and that is a lot of production that needs to go into it. So yeah. 8788 Chris Clark.
When will Newsies drop? The world may never know.
I've been busy with my setup stuff, so as you can see, there's boxes everywhere.
Look at him. He's the king of New York.
Be a new man. Max from an undisclosed location or disclosed location. Location. Where the hell can people find you online? Not actually find you.
You can find me on Twitter at Cinemaxwell. Instagram is at Cinemaxwell Inc. I'm always on the PJ Campbell Network. I host Front Center Mezzanine. It's a lot of fun. Woo!
Ooh. You guys can find me on Twitter at Degraff Live. Hopefully I'll have a Famous Last Words guest locks for this Tuesday. We're still working on it. I have some people who I'm circulating through. As you know, and as my brain works, everything is last minute. It's nonstop. So make sure you guys are there. Feeling a little helpless, but I'll be satisfied if you guys give it a like, rate, and a subscribe, and you like the video.
I'm so mad at what you just did, Evan. So mad.
But
you know how mad I am? I'm gonna go get my guns and ships so that I could start the Battle of Yorktown, which will be me versus you. And then we'll see who's helpless, and then we'll see if there's a hurricane.
My obedient servant Maxwell Haddad helping me out. Everyone give him a round of
applause.
Haddad. Haddad, I'm sorry.
I said M.Had.
M.Had. E.deg. Anyways, I'll see you guys in another light. Thank you guys for coming around, and peace out. Thanks, Mike K, for the donation.
I want to be so long. Farewell to you, my friend. Goodbye for now. Until we meet again. I said so long. Farewell to you, my friend. Goodbye for now. Until we meet again. Oh, it's been great to play and sing together in the box, and now it's time to say goodbye. Ooh, so long. Farewell to you, my friend. Goodbye. Oh, for now. Until we meet again. Goodbye for now. Until we meet again.